Hello, friends. Today we're going to talk about chickens. Stick around. Hi, friends. This is Bethany Jennings, and you're listening to We Should Talk. It's a podcast where we talk about anything and everything to encourage, equip, and empower you to be a decent human. Let's talk. Okay, so as previously mentioned, we will be talking about chickens today. In a literal sense, but also in a metaphorical sense. So here's the deal. Let me set the scene for you. Currently, I am on my couch, curled up in a blanket. I may or may not have finished off a little lo mein that I had left over from a meal at some point in my life. I don't know. It is currently 1:51 in the morning. Both my boys are asleep. David has left for Australia. He left, I guess, yesterday morning now. He's currently in the air on his way to Australia again. And I stayed up to put my bedclothes on because I washed them today, and to pack because I'm going to see my granny and some family, and for some reasons. So I am curled up in a blanket, and it's super late. I'm on my couch, and I am recording this episode. So, anyways, chickens. Once upon a time, this is a true story, by the way. Once upon a time, there was a group of people that was just real country. Lived in a very rural area. A lot of them were family, not all of them, but a lot of them. You know how small towns can be. Everybody's connected in some way. And, everybody had, animals, and they lived off the land, and everybody had chickens, and some had cows, and, you know how it is. I assume you know how it is. I don't know. I'm sure you can imagine. Well, anyways, there was this one family. There were two sisters that lived in the same town, and one sister had like 7 kids, and she had chickens. Everybody in the area had chickens, and they used the eggs for everything, for cakes, for breakfast, for casseroles, for all the things. They used eggs for everything. Deviled eggs, egg salad, Well, one time, one of the sisters had a fox get in her hen house, and the fox killed all of her chickens. Killed them all. Dead. And when you got 7 kids, and you ain't got a lot of money, you need them chickens. Because what chickens ain't hatching is going to get fried. So it was like a big deal. It was like a huge loss for her because that's how she fed her kids, was with the eggs and the meat. So anyways, it was a very big deal. And her sister knew there's no way. She had 12 chickens. Her sister knew there's no way I can give her 12 chickens. I don't have that many to give. But I know she needs something. I know her babies are depending on this. Her kids are depending on these chickens to eat. And she felt very bad for what had happened, but she couldn't replace all the chickens. So she went around to the different people in town and asked everyone if they could spare 1 chicken. And sure enough, more often than not, they could spare 1 chicken. And she replaced all 12 of her sister's chickens. Because the people came together and did what they could. They couldn't all do all of it. None of them could do all of it. But they all did what they could and gave a chicken. And, the family was taken care of and everybody ate. Now, this is a true story. I heard this from an old lady, and this is the moral of the story. You may not be able to give 12 chickens, but everybody can give a chicken. Now, I am reminded of the parable in the Bible when it says, this guy had 5 talents and 10 talents, but this guy had 1 talent. But it wasn't necessarily how much they had, but what they did with what they had. And that's so important. Some people they got a bunch going on and they can do a lot of things. But there is something you can do that other people can't do. There are certain giftings and certain abilities that you have that maybe no one else in your area, no one else in your circle can offer, but you can. So maybe you can't, maybe you're not that great at cooking. That's fine. Can you clean? When a friend's in need, maybe you're not that great at organizing things, but maybe you can go sit and be company and just help someone if they're grieving. If you have a friend that's a new mom, maybe you get too distracted to clean and you get whatever. Maybe you can organize, I think they call it a meal train. Maybe you can organize that and everybody's given a chicken that way, right? They offer what they can. Or maybe you're volunteering at your church and maybe you're not that great at talking to people face to face. Maybe you're not comfortable doing that, but you are able to email, and so you can help follow up with guests in that way. Maybe you're not the person on the worship team who's on the front line every other Sunday. Maybe that's not you, but you really, really appreciate the worship and you want to be a part of it. Maybe you're the person in the media booth, making sure the lyrics are put up and everything's just right and aesthetically everything is cohesive and you are contributing to the worship experience in that way. Perhaps you are not the one that is gonna go knock on a door or walk up to somebody and pray for them. Maybe that's not your personality. Maybe that's not you. But maybe you can be the person who rides along in the Sunday school bus to pick the kids up. What I'm saying is, maybe your chicken doesn't look like everybody else's chicken, but we still need your chicken. Does that make sense? Maybe your giftings don't look like everybody else's, but we need your giftings. Maybe your contribution doesn't look like everybody else's, but we need your contribution. We need what you bring to the table. There's a reason God blessed you with it. There's a reason you have the interest you have. Nothing is by accident. Nothing is coincidence in the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God does not exist on coincidence. God is intentional and he has appointed what you like. He has appointed the desires of your heart so that what you enjoy is something you can contribute to the kingdom. Well, I'm kind of crafty. I enjoy crafting. What's that got to do with the church? Have you seen the kids department? Have you been to any event like Mother's Day events, Father's Day events, stage design? There are plenty of ways for you to plug in. Well, I love meeting new people and I love talking. Cool. You should join your church's Connect group. Connect with new guests. Or I'm not good in a big crowd, but I enjoy doing like one-on-one stuff. All right, fine. Won't you make it a point every other Sunday to take a new family out to dinner and really work with them and disciple them? Your chicken doesn't have to look like everybody else's chicken. We just need you to offer the chicken. Who knows what we can do with those chickens? Who knows the people that will be replenished and whose spirits will be fed with your chicken and what your chicken does. Oh, that's my baby monitor. Hold on. Onyx has a cough. Bless his heart. He's about to start crying. He just sat up. Uh-oh. Hold on. We are all waiting with bated breath. He's sitting up. What's he gonna do? I don't know. You know what? Maybe your chicken is not cleaning or cooking. Maybe your chicken is you just love hanging out with your friend's kids. Maybe you just need to come hang out with her kids while she cooks and cleans and does things that she likes to do in her house. Maybe your chicken is you enjoy detail cleaning and you want to clean cars for, like, I love it when my car is nice and sparkly clean. I absolutely love that. Maybe your gifting is you have a green thumb. Maybe that's your chicken. Maybe your chicken is gardening. Take some of your harvest to a friend. Take some of your harvest to somebody in the church that may not have it, you know? Maybe you really enjoy thrifting. That's a really cool hobby. Maybe you can use that to specifically shop for someone who's coming into the church from a different lifestyle who doesn't have the clothes that helps them to identify with their new apostolic Pentecostal life. There's so many ways. For those wondering, Onyx laid back down. I don't know why he sat up. I don't know, but he's laying down now. He's fine. I don't know. Your chicken can be a lot of things. Don't not do anything because you can't do everything. Don't let your lack of ability to do everything stop you from doing anything. You have something to contribute. And your contribution may not look like everyone else's, but it will contribute to the building and the furthering of the kingdom if you let it. So, that being said, next time you see a chicken, just remember, I have a chicken to offer. What's my chicken? I don't know. Everybody's chicken might be different, but you got a chicken to offer. You could do something. All right, a short episode this week, but just what I'm thinking. Love y'all. Bye. Well, that was fun. I'm glad you stuck around for the whole thing. And thank you for talking to me today. Y'all go like and follow and review and do all the podcast things that people do. And don't forget to be a good human.